Dave, probably the most impressive performance so far from Julio Urias. I know you wanted him to be aggressive today. He didn't really get into any sort of trouble in that first inning, which has given him problems in the past. How are you impressed with the six that he gave you tonight?
Very impressed. And that's even saying that for the first 5 innings, he didn't have feel for the changeup. So that just speaks to his command with the slider or slurve, whatever he has, and the fastball. So played really well tonight. I was happy for him, and thought about extending him to that 7th inning, which he certainly could have done, but just appreciating the fact that he's going to pitch on Sunday on regular rest, which all year he's pitched on an extra day or two. So just kind of not trying to push him too much in this one to get ready for Sunday. But very pleased with Julio tonight.
Offensively, Chris Taylor drives in 4, but you guys also had 8 walks today. What can you say about the quality of at-bats up and down your lineup today against their pitching staff?
That's what it was, Alanna. I mean, just Corey taking a walk to lead off an inning, set the tone, in 1 inning, and just the at-bat quality, using the whole field, the situational hitting. We had a couple sac flies in there tonight. Really good, just grinding at bats. And then when you get that starter out of there, then you get to the pen. So just professional tonight. Really good to see.
If Scott Alexander would have been a little bit more efficient, you guys would have had all left-handers in this game today. What were you noticing about the appearance from Scott and then Kenley being able to shut the door?
I thought our relievers did a nice job. Scotty, first 2 outs, really good. Then he, with the walk, and then left a pitch up to Ahmed. So, then there was another walk in there. So it was, one of those games where you don't want to get Kenley in the game when you have a 5-run lead in the 9th inning, but you still got to lock down that game, and Kenley came in, got a punch, so that was good. Thought Woody, to get him in there tonight was good to get him back, had a clean inning, so that was fun to see as well.
Cody in there tomorrow, Doc?
We got to see. So talking to him today and tonight, he felt better with treatment, but it's one of those things, we're going to let him get loose tomorrow, go through his routine, and see where we're at.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, what happened with Cody? What's the injury? When did it happen?
It happened in the cage right before batting practice, and he was swinging and felt it on his left. I think it was his left lat, and so he just felt it on a swing. Maybe his right lat. And so it wasn't oblique. It was more up there in the lat, and just felt it just tighten up. And so didn't want to push it. He ran today, threw today, felt good, and we just kind of wanted to err on the side of caution.
Well, do you know if he'll undergo any tests?
No test. Just kind of the manual test that we run with our trainers, and he passed them.
And how did Alex Wood look to you tonight?
I liked. I thought he commanded the baseball pretty well. Hit a guy, but I thought for his first outing, really good. Really pleased.
Thank you.
Yep.
Next question is from Bill Plunkett. Go ahead, Bill.
Given that you're probably going to spend the next month making a lot of evaluations for the postseason, how reassuring was it to see this kind of a start from Julio?
Very much so. He just hasn't been consistent with his delivery, but he still prevented runs. And tonight he sort of put it all together, and something we knew that was obviously in there. We've seen it many times over, but for him to now, spit out a good one and hopefully gain some traction with his next turn on Sunday. But yeah, we're going to need to pitch some big innings.
What did he do differently that made him so efficient? No more than 15 pitches in any inning.
I think Mark and Connor McGinnis worked really hard this past side in between his start, just dialing in that slider. And so just tonight for me, that was the difference, the feel for the slider, to shorten it, to strike it, and then pitch off that with his fastball. So I think that was the difference, in getting ahead with strike one.
Thank you.
Yep.
Next question is from Rowan Kavner. Go ahead, Ron.
Hey, Dave, kind of along those lines, do you feel like really after the first inning, or even early on, the first few kind of batters that Julio faces, you pretty much kind of know what kind of day it's going to be like for him just with his efficiency?
No, I don't think so, because I think that you look at some outings that he's had that it hasn't been good in the first, and he's really settled in and given us 5 or 6 innings. So I think with Julio, it's just when he's got the feel for his pitches and the delivery synced up, then he's going to be good. And just getting that mindset from pitch one to be aggressive is something that, messaging we continue to talk to him about.
Thank you.
We got time for one more. Adelante, Emmanuel.
Thank you. Dave, good night. Do you think the fact that the team did not acquire more starters at the trade deadline helped Julio to gain more confidence in himself?
Emmanuel, what was that again about Julio's confidence?
Yeah, the fact of you don't acquire more starters in this deadline threat for you yesterday.
Yeah, you know what, I think so. But we've said from the beginning that, we see Julio as a starter, and this was his time this season. I hope that he knows that we as a Dodger organization have a lot of confidence in him. And today he really pitched like that, and there was no need for us to look for another starter.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Chris Taylor now available. First question is from Jorge Castillo. Go ahead.
First, when you guys, don't have like guys like Justin and Cody in there, does anything change? Does the approach change in terms of, trying to produce?
No, obviously we'd love to have those guys in there, but, I think as a team, our approach stays the same, and, we're trying to make the pitcher work, get him in the zone and, take advantage of his mistakes. And, I think tonight with Young, we did a good job of making him throw strikes. He likes to work down in the zone and mix all his pitches. He gets a lot of chase. And, I thought tonight we did a pretty good job of, sometimes getting in advantage counts and taking advantage when he had to throw strikes.
Just playing behind Julio tonight, what did you think of him tonight?
Yeah, Julio was outstanding. He had all his pitches working. He was working ahead of the hitters. He's working fast, which we love out on defense. I thought he had some good life on his fastball as well. So it was really good to see him having a nice outing out there. And
just being around Ross Stripling the last few years, just what was your reaction to, seeing him get traded?
It's tough. I think Strip is one of everybody's favorite teammates. Just an awesome dude, and fun guy to have in the clubhouse. He keeps things loose. He's the same person, no matter what, all the time. And whether things are going good or not, he's always got a smile on his face, and I think we're definitely going to miss him, and I wish him all the best in Toronto.
Thank you.
Next question is from Rowan Kavner. Go ahead, Rowan.
Yeah, let's see if it works this time here. Chris, you were just asked about Ross. I mean, when you think about the trade deadline already being here and a month left of the regular season, does it just become, a lot more real about how close the postseason is now?
Yeah, it really kind of snuck up on me, to be honest. I didn't even know yesterday was the last day of the trade deadline until I think I saw it on social media somewhere. But it's definitely different, only being 30 some games into the season, and it feels like we're hitting home stretch somehow. So definitely a different feel.
I know obviously this year's a weird one, but does this feel about as complete a team as you've had in the last couple of years? Yeah,
definitely. I think our offense is really clicking, obviously what we did last month. And then starting pitching has been outstanding. And then the bullpen has probably been the biggest difference. I think that sets us apart from previous years. They've been lights out. I think that's going to be huge for us, come October.
Thank you.
Next question is from Khari Jones. Go ahead.
How you doing, Chris? You mentioned the bullpen. How important is it to have a solid bullpen full of energy for you all?
Yeah, you know, definitely it's a huge advantage, and it's a comfortable feeling knowing when you get a lead, you can turn to those guys and they're going to shut the door. And you know, they've done it time and time again this season, and you know, I think that's a big part of you know, why our record is what it is.